Hello and welcome to the Concreatives episode, our part 2 interview with our friend Georgia Dyer, who is a lovely friend of the podcast, part of the podcast family, more or less at this point, with being your third visit on our little platform here. And today we're going to be talking about social media growth and your journey as a cosplayer with a unique art style that is slowly taking over our phones. I told you this at the start of our conversation. I think it's an absolute pleasure that whenever I open my Instagram or TikTok on my art accounts, at least guaranteed that one of the first 3 videos that are going to be on my For You page are going to be one of yours. And I am delighted and elated by it because it's fun. It always brings a smile to my face. We've always had very pleasant conversations even before either of us had started making it in the convention scene here. So yeah, that's nice. So how'd you do it?
I just always like to apologise and say I'm sorry, my face is plastered, do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, that ugly mug, when you look, you go, Christ. I'm sorry about that.
As it. I would say the fact that it happens as much as it does means you're doing something very correct.
Yes.
Maybe. I hope so.
I think so. The algorithm knows. It's like...
The algorithm, though, is...
Because the algorithm doesn't push out stuff it doesn't think people are going to watch.
That's true. That is true.
There you go.
I've learning new ways a little bit.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your approach to social media. Like, you told us in the previous episode that you have a background in digital marketing. You work in digital marketing. So Georgia Dyer as a cosplayer on Instagram and TikTok, is that growing with that knowledge in mind? Is it happening naturally? Is it a mix of both?
I feel like it's a mix of both, but also I think if I hadn't have been a digital marketer, I don't think I'd be anywhere near where I am now, to be honest with you. I think a big help is my fiance. We actually work together. So when we got together, he's my boss. So, cheeky stuff.
Thanks. At some point, I had a fan here. I wish I had this fan so I can be like, oh, yes! But I don't. I removed it. I have a gun. I have a gun instead.
I'm sorry. I'm really upset. Bloody
I take it back. Please proceed. We love the spice.
And I was an apprentice, but we won't. That's that dynamic. So I've been a digital marketer for 4 years this month, I think.
Well done.
So I've kind of learnt a lot through that, but through my fiance, he's very much an absolute nerd for being on top of all the flipping knowledge on everything. Head of creative, by the way. Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of knowledge to pass on to me, so stuff that I might not have thought of, he'll, come to me with. It's like when we sit down with clients in meetings, he'll come out with, they'll put like a really stressful question on you, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say, and he'll just be like, yeah, this. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So I think he helps me have like a new way of thinking, new ideas, play about. So I would give a lot of credit to him, to be honest, and he'll be buzzing about that. But yeah, I would say it's a lot of that. But at the same time, I'm going to sit here and say that I do think I'm more successful as a cosplayer than I am as a digital marketer. So,
fair.
In a way, I think the cosplayers helped with that as well.
Nice.
Because I'm not being funny, the work I do day to day is for like dentures, social media for dentures, plastic surgery. You know, it's very like, it's not bad, but it's not my thing.
It's very
Yeah.
So
different.
I mostly look at boobies all day. I'm sorry if that's like horrendous to people. I'm not trying to be controversial. That's just who the company brings in. I'm sorry.
I love this.
I love a reduction, but anyway, no, sorry. So yeah, I think it's a bit give and take. It's a bit give and take with both, but I think, yeah, I think I've learnt a lot from my job to kind of push me into that, and I've not really looked back, to be honest. Not really looked back. Yeah, and like, I started interviewing people at networking events in my job, and I was like, why am I not doing this in my cosplay life? So that's when I started doing those Comic-Con
see.
interviews and stuff like that, because I was
Yes.
speaking to business people. Why not speak to people that I actually know, and I can ask them fun questions, and I'll enjoy the editing process. So that's kind of where that came from. But yeah, a bit of give and take, really.
Are there any particular platforms you think that have been working better for you?
Definitely TikTok, although I have been very surprised by how well I've been doing on Instagram, because I feel personally, I don't know how you peeps feel, I feel it's a lot harder to grow on Instagram than it is on TikTok. I just feel like it's always at a standstill. And then, you know, I felt like it was hard to get to 2,000 followers on Instagram, and now I'm on like 13 or 14,000 or something. It's like, I never would have thought, in my mind I was like, there's not enough people in the world, which obviously doesn't make any sense, does it? But I don't know. But I would say TikTok has been easier. I feel like there's more trends to play about with and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's easier to
Yeah.
go viral, I guess, on TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
you TikTok generally, I find, will go like the slowest increase, and then something will happen, and then you'll be like that. Whereas
Yeah,
Instagram's
yeah.
just always like there's no like sudden up. It's always a
Yeah.
consistent like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's mad. It is mad. I think I got lucky with my, you know, my reading my hate comments videos in
Yeah.
a northern accent, because that actually got 1 million views on Instagram. That never happens.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that never
That
happens.
doesn't happen. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, so but I would say definitely TikTok is more. I don't know. It just feels a bit easier. It feels a bit easier to me, but I don't know. Yeah, bit of a rubbish answer, but you know.
No,
No,
I
think
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I have a similar experience. I have had my Instagram now, my art Instagram, for more or less the week Instagram opened.
Whoa!
So
Bloody Stone Age, what's happening?
honestly, I was taking selfies with Jesus. But,
Keep craving artwork on the tablets. Just like
yeah, when I was
carving the stone.
carving those stones, Jesus was sat next to me, just taking selfies for Instagram.
That was the wine. No, sorry.
But I started TikTok at the end of the pandemic. I want to say I probably started posting there in start of 2022. And I matched the amount of followers I had from all those years of Instagram to on TikTok within the first year.
Ooh.
Right?
That's very good.
So I was around 14,000 followers on my Instagram at the time, right? I got to 10K at my very first convention here in the UK
my
in
God.
2019, which is so funny. It was a whole thing. I'm sorry, I'm taking over the interview, but essentially.
Please do.
Essentially, my business card was handed out to a customer, random business card, shout out to Rachel. And I handed out a business card to a customer. She just took her phone out, looked at my Instagram and was like, "Oh my God, you have 9,999 followers. Follow." And everyone just started screaming. Like, what is happening? And I haven't even registered what she just said. And my ex-partner at the time, love him to pieces still, Paul, he just looked at me and was like, she's saying you have 10,000 followers on Instagram. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So that happened.
Like the math is not mathing much.
Oh god, no, fuck no. Half the time I don't know what people are saying to me. Like, it goes through so many filters of language than just basic knowledge of life. I don't know. So that happened, and then throughout doing all the cons and running my own business here in the UK and so on, I managed to get to, I want to say, like another 5k in the last 5 years of intense work, where with TikTok, I went from more or less 0 to what I am now, which I feel like I match it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have like 14k. I don't
Oh, you
look,
must do.
right? And that happened only within the first year. After the first year, it stopped. It has not gone
really?
up. It has not gone down. That's it. It just froze to the same number, and it has been the same number since 2023.
What the hell? That's
I don't know what that is.
It's so weird.
What the
I
hell?
don't know what that is.
Get out the shadow ban. What the...
I don't know what that is. But yes, I'm sure someone out there can relate to that happening to them.
Oh,
but it's
Defo.
honestly, and we do a convention video, and we get so many new follower. That number never goes up.
What the hell?
I don't know what it is.
What the actual hell? What is that about?
But anyway, apologies. You can have your interview back now.
Don't be daft.
Oh well.
It's when you've got all the videos there as well, like you don't want to have to re-upload them or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a proper portfolio. So
It
I feel like they're
is,
more
it
likely to
is.
follow from one that's already well
Yeah.
made than a
Established.
brand new one.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like I remember when you first did your TikTok, I feel like it was more about the beanies at that point. It was like the beanies were like pretty much brand new,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
just after COVID, like mid.
Yeah.
I made the Kickstarter for the beanies when we were in lockdown. No one bought them
my
because
God.
no one was going out, and I was upset. I couldn't understand why aren't people buying beanies at home.
Why are people not buying outdoor wear?
It was crazy. It was crazy. I was so livid. I worked so hard for like 2 years to get these beanies made, and now no one wants them because the world's ending. How dare you? How dare you not
Turn your heating
prioritize?
off
Hang
and
off.
put your hat on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See,
Cost of
saves you
living
electricity.
crisis. Yeah. Turn that heating off. You can't afford it anyway. No beanie.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow. The unfollows right now are like,
Oopsies. Joking, only
That's
joking.
when the number actually changes. Oh, great. It does get down. Great. Thanks. That's amazing.
What have we done?
oh my god. It is funny, but yes, I think you are correct in saying that there is a faster engagement and recognition in the TikTok community.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
it is somehow weirdly more gratifying on TikTok than it is for Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is just for the fact that I know this sounds a bit like, I don't know, Mr. Krabs or something, but obviously you can make money on TikTok, so it feels like it's more beneficial for it to do well. So obviously then when you reach the 10,000 followers, then you can start making that money. So I think
Oh, yeah.
it feels more gratifying even just for that, to be honest. And that sounds a bit flipping daddy war.
That's actually a question I have. Do you still not make money on Instagram?
I don't think you can't monetize a video in the same way you can on TikTok.
Shows you how much I know. I literally have no concept.
I mean,
of...
I was going to be like, can you? Get me out my job, do you know what I mean?
I feel like Instagram, like people do make a living through Instagram, but it's more so from those opportunities outside of Instagram that it's basically a massive networking tool. It gets you seen by all sorts of people, and then they reach out to you. Whereas TikTok, you can make money within the platform itself.
Okay.
Because when I had my brief stint of COVID, having lots of crazy views because I reviewed candy, it was the whole thing. That whole phase, I was able to make money from the videos themselves, which you just can't do on Instagram now.
Because I feel like the rules are stricter now, aren't they? Because I feel like at one point you could make money off TikTok regardless, if I'm not wrong. But now you have to have 10,000 followers. The videos have to be over a minute long, and then you can have the chance of making money. So it's a bit like,
oh wow,
the barrier has been risen to entry. I think because they realised, everyone's making money, and we don't want to give everyone that money.
Yeah. Fair enough. Just give it me and we'll crack on.
Give it me. I'll start a TikTok shop.
Nice.
Me and that fudge. I don't know if you see me live and breathe reviewing this fudge through TikTok shop, but you just send me the fudge. What do you want me to do? I'm a fatty. I'm gonna eat it. I might as well review it. But yeah, I realise I'm coming across very money hungry, which I'm not. But I would like to get out of my normal job, so give and take.
While we're on the conversation, what is the goal then? Like, what is, in your mind's eye, if you had to, with cosplay, or not even with the cosplay itself, literally, sky's the limit, right? In your mind's eye, where do you want to be in, let's say, if it all goes how you want it, in a year's time, what you want to be doing?
If I'm going to be brutally honest, which hopefully people don't like, hopefully people don't dislike me from this, because it's very much a passion, and that's why I want it to be my full-time job more than anything. Like I say, I would like to do it full-time. I'd like to be out of this current job, just because they don't like me vibe.
Hopefully not the fiance.
He's all right. No, he's.
Well,
yeah. I would love to. I know some cosplayers which are considerably bigger than me. I must clarify. They are like under an agency. I would love that myself. I think. I know there's one called Cyberdime that I've been. A few cosplay friends have been like signed up through that. And I know one of my cosplay friends has been able to go full-time because they reached out. They're now working with them. So I'd love to do that. A big goal of mine is quite literally to have a booth at a Comic-Con. I genuinely, because of the amount of people that do come up to me, I just think it would be more organised and nicer for people to just have a proper booth, maybe sell a couple of prints or something like that. And just meet people that way. I just think that'd be really cool. Have a big banner and all that stuff. Look totes profesh. I'd love to do that. I'd love to go to more Comic-Cons and stuff like that as well. Whereas right now money's not amazing-ish. I don't know. So yeah, I'd love to do it full time. And yeah, just go all in with it, I think, and push the cell shading side. My fiance's currently working on a website. We're trying to do a website.
Good.
Because he can make websites. He's a jack of all trades, this fella. It's mad.
Good.
Yeah, so...
Get you a man that does it all.
Well, that's it. Yeah, so, and hopefully we can make it look almost cel-shaded, is kind of the plan.
Nice,
so
that would be really good.
Yeah, so it's kind of more branded. Eventually I'd love to sell bits of merch. I know back in the day it was very much like, slap your name on a t-shirt. People love that. I don't think that's a thing anymore. I don't want it to be a thing really. So I think if I could do like almost like a range of cel-shaded clothes, like t-shirts that have the black line and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or I'd rather be a cartoon. I don't know. That's that's a rough idea. But eventually, having things like that, I think would be quite fun.
Nice. Okay.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, I have another idea which apparently I'm full of the buggers. I really want to do. Have you ever seen Taskmaster?
Yes.
I want to do a cosplay Taskmaster.
Yes,
So-
please.
Yeah, I really want to do that. I've got people in mind that I want to ask, because I don't know if you've heard of Nerd OD, but they do kind of similar things in a way, and I feel like they'd have a bit of an input in that.
Yeah.
But I think getting a few cosplayers together, doing different of the tasks, coming together, I suppose I'm the Taskmaster, but that's a lot of pressure.
I love this.
But
idea.
yeah, I don't know who little Alex Horn is, so I'll have to hold some auditions. I feel Jay would be a very good little Alex Horn, but then again, I think Jill would be a very good Taskmaster. So just take it off me, please.
Honestly, if I like that would be the roles. He would be the Greg. I would be the Alex. Absolutely. Yeah.
I can see the vision. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's like
It's a really good idea.
distant. You know, there's a few things I've got. Hopefully in the works eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sound really good, and like it's a lot of those ideas, especially we talk about the idea of like actually appearing at cons, effectively doing meet and greets and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
selling, like things like that. I fully see that down the pipeline for you. Like that seems 100%. And I would say, I know you said at the beginning of that, I don't want people to judge me, or whatever. Speaking as a
Yeah.
fellow creator, it is so good to hear someone actually just be like, "No, I'm passionate about this. I would love for this to be my job." Like,
Yeah, literally.
It's to me a really obvious thing to do. I'm someone who had that opportunity and sort of was too scared to the idea of losing like the day job and didn't fully
Yeah.
commit to it, and then the opportunity sort of left me because I didn't fully embrace it. So if you've got that in mind, that's a very good thing. A very
Yeah.
very good thing.
I just feel like there's like
Do
a
it, do it.
stigma.
Do
it. Pressure not.
No pressure, no pressure. Just do it.
I feel like I feel like there's like a stigma against kind of wanting it to be a career. It feels like in the community, it's very much like you should just be doing it for fun, which obviously that's the thing is I am, but I want to have even more fun and do it full time. So it's like I don't want
yeah.
people to assume things about me, if you know what I mean.
And I think something people don't always fully appreciate is, yes, it is fun, but it is work. Like there is
Yeah.
so much labor and effort and time that goes into cosplay, any part of con scene really. Like, and so why wouldn't you want to make that an actual, like that your day job? Because imagine how
Yeah.
much more you could invest creatively
Oh.
into it. Exactly. So
I'm so confused. The expression on my face is like, you could just have question marks around my head, right? I can't even imagine a universe where people don't understand that conventions in the creative community doesn't happen just for fun,
Yeah.
right? There's literally one convention can take a full year of someone's entire day job hours to make it run.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It takes us months and months and months preparing for a single con as vendors and artists and whatever, right? So yes, there's people who will be out there and be like, "Oh, I just do it for fun." But for you to be so passionate about it that you want to be involved in that community and want to be successful in it,
Yeah.
why would anyone say that as a bad thing? If they did,
Yeah.
it just shows their ignorance, really.
Yeah, it just because it's like even at
Be
anime con, I always am embarrassed.
No, not you!
Oh, sorry, I automatic reaction.
Oh, no. Jay should be
Oh,
embarrassed.
it's fine.
Oh, no! I mean,
What have you done?
Hey, I'm out. Edit him out.
But it's like even at like when we were at Anime Con and the question was, would you rather cosplay something completely niche but something you love, or something that's trending? And obviously when I said trending, I feel bad even saying that because it's like I still love what I'm cosplaying. I'll never cosplay something that I know nothing about. I do my research, so if something's trending, I will go and watch it for that reason. Because people want to see it, and I've got an audience now that I want to make happy, to be fair.
Yeah.
I meet them a lot now, so it's like, they're just very wholesome. They're only small. Not baby size, but they might as well be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. So I feel the stigma, like, I don't want to come across like I don't love it and the passion's not there and I'm leaving friends behind. Like, I think if people see me in person, they realise that I'll speak to you like normal. There's nothing different. Do you know what I mean? I feel like people think the bigger the creator you are, you're going to be a right knob, which I'm sure there's some out there, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? There will be.
Yeah.
But
That's just human nature.
yeah, but I'm just flipping. I'm as northern as you get. You're not going to get a flipping, celebrity, snazzy person. I'm literally just me, so I'll just chew your ear off regardless. I don't know. Yeah.
But that's what it is. Like, through social media, you've basically created, people don't like the word influencer, but they do have an influence, and like, you've created this community of people who like your stuff, and you sort of have to keep that in mind, because it does change when you start doing stuff just yourself, and then the audience grows, and then there's an expectation from them as well. Like, does it even affect like the decisions you make with the content? Like, are you thinking about with cosplays, for example, like the characters you choose? You mentioned how you pick the trending ones. So like, how much does that play into like the content you make now? Do you think like, oh, I need to make something that they will respond to as well? How much of that does factor in?
Quite a lot nowadays in this current stage, because I'm obviously playing about with it, seeing where I can get.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I've been obsessed with Starlight Express recently. I don't know if you've seen it. So I really want to cosplay Greaseball, and it's like, I don't think my audience, or most of my audience, would even know who she is, what Starlight Express is. I went to a musical theatre cafe, and even the bloody staff didn't know what Starlight Express was. So I was like, what? No, I don't know if anyone's going to know.
0 stars TripAdvisor.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Wow,
like,
bang.
The manager's
musical.
husband, and was like... Yeah, so I just think there's some things where I'm like, I probably will still do it because I love it, and I'd love that. Even bought roller skates, but let's not talk about that wreckage. But yeah, so
We would love to see.
yeah. Like, I want to do a cel-shaded Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes,
And I'm
please.
like, all the
Please.
belts set, yeah. But I'm like, I don't think the age of my audience even care about Baldur's Gate. And also, Baldur's Gate isn't really trendy as it used to be, which makes me severely depressed, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
But I still obviously have to sprinkle in those things that I especially love to keep me sane, really. But I do try and lean into the more trendy stuff. But you know what? I've had a lot of fun doing it, to be honest. It's like with the arcane stuff, K-pop Demon Hunters, now Amazing Digital Circus in the works and stuff. I've had a lot of fun. I really have had a lot of fun, especially when it's not the cel shading style. I'm getting to play about with it. It's it's been a lot of fun. People might think that it's like, I don't know, a sluggish process when you're not fully into the franchise or whatever, but I've been loving it, and I find new things to watch and enjoy.
Yeah. I have a few thoughts about what you just said. So I'm just going to impart.
Do you hate me now?
Impart. No, far from. The reality is that most people who work in the creative community, who essentially make a business out of it, because that's what it is, right? We all do that. So never feel like, oh, I'm selling out, or oh, I admitted to doing the trend thing, and I am terrible with this headphone. I am going to lose part of my audience because I've admitted to that. The reality is that maybe your audience doesn't fully appreciate that is what we all do. It is 100% what we all do, right? However, there is a few things to keep in mind. Firstly, your audience is always going to keep growing. And what your audience is today isn't necessarily what your audience is going to be in 2 years' time. I'll give you an example. When I started in the art scene, right? I started doing mostly My Little Pony stuff. I used to work with Hasbro, and my audience was generally, I want to say, late teens or mid 20s at best, right? I got really into it. I had a lot of delightful contracts. Thank you, Hasbro. Love you. Call me. I should call it. And it was fantastic. However, shortly after, because I was doing all the frilly art and nice cutesy stuff, I was like, you know what? I have such a passion for Sailor Moon. I absolutely adore Sailor Moon. It is what got me into art, what made me love art and anime in the first place. So I want to dip into that. None of that audience was old enough to really appreciate Sailor Moon, right? So unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way that sometimes you will do the thing that you love and your audience will be like, eh? So shortly after that, my audience entirely changed to women who were my age. Because once you put one thing out, two things out, three things out, that audience that doesn't know what Starlight Express, is that the right thing?
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, they don't know it now. They're still going to look at it and interact with it because it's something you've created. And maybe one of them or two of them or half of them will learn of it through you, right? Just like you learn about new things from another person that puts something out on social media. That said, with that content being pushed out, it is also going to be pushed out towards people who already know that fandom. And you start bringing in new people, and your audience will just, it's always ever changing. Now, my audience would know nothing about Sailor Moon again because it's all Sonic nerds. I love you all. So, audiences are genuinely always ever changing. So, even though I fully agree with you, doing the trending thing is a yes. If you want to curate yourself and present yourself as in a business way, you know, to grow in that fashion, that is key, even though people might not fully understand it. But never hold yourself back from doing the projects that you want, because you have the audience. It will back you. And if it doesn't back you fully, you will gain a new part of an audience and you'll keep growing even more so. I think. Okay. That was my TED Talk.
I think something we talked about in our kaiju episode about a kaiju parody series is a rule that always applies, I think, which is the two ticks rule, which is tick 1, is it something you're interested in? And tick 2, is it something that's popular and trending? If it covers both of those, then you're probably onto a winner. And I think that's an ongoing one, I find. I think it's a good go-to.
Yeah, and sometimes you just gotta do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, you will learn as a creative person to improve and to elevate on the projects that you are more passionate about. So even if once every 5 cosplays is something that you want to do that no one else knows, and you put that extra hour or 2 into it, you'll tackle it differently. You'll do differently with it.
Oh my God. See, I've always wanted advice from you peeps, because I always, like, genuinely, because all your podcasts are just so fascinating, and it's insights that people don't really explain a lot of the times, they're not open with, so yeah, I love it.
Again, I keep hijacking your interview, which is crazy.
Please do. Honestly, you're the expert.
No, but you've obviously done well at what you're doing, so it's not like you're completely, deer in the headlights. Like, you have an established audience.
Yeah.
And when you talk about, picking the cosplays that may be more popular and trending, I'm also curious if that logic applies to the actual content you post. Like, do you find, actually, doing this type of content does perform better for me? one of your videos, which I want to give a shout out because it's one of my faves, but again appears in my feed repeatedly, is one where you're at a con and you're like, this is what you should say to basically the creeps who come
Creep.
up.
Oh, I love that video.
Every comeback is like, this is good content. I
love that video. I also feel sorry for your friend that's in the shot, because they were the sweetest and they're so nice and they were so polite. They sent us a DM after to say hello, and we replied, and they're really, really nice. And in that video are like, you no, not them.
No, literally, I was like, Nathan, no. But when I spoke to James about that, they were like, please leave that in. Please put that in at the end.
It's so funny. It was really funny.
No, they are very sweet, to be fair. They are very sweet. Yeah, I feel like, in general, content does very well, I think, but that's kind of a given, especially when you post it around the time of the actual con. Because then people are still hyped from it. They want to see the content. They're probably still searching, MegaCon Birmingham, so they can, reminisce, cure the con blues. I find particularly at the minute, like, my haul videos are doing particularly well. People really like, which I'm loving, because obviously I can show different artists in Artist Alley, and kind of, which obviously is the best thing ever. So it's like showing different artists and stuff, which also I'm very fuming, by the way, because I didn't get anything from your stall at flipping MegaCon Birmingham. I was fuming because I meant to, and then I got whisked away by a potential concrete, but that's something that'll come out a whole other time.
Oh my
Sorry,
god!
clock it, or whatever the kids say. No, so I was fuming. I was tagging all of the different artists in my newest one, and I was putting Gilles in, and I was like, I've not actually flipping bought anything. I was gutted, so I should have just put the shout out in for you anyway, to be fair. Also, Gilles.
Thanks.
But yeah, I think it brings the community together a bit more with those kind of videos, because it's cosplayers that love shopping in Artist Alley, but also the artists in Artist Alley, so it really brings it together, and it gets people excited. I'm fed up with people saying, oh my god, can you stop buying AI stuff? I'm like, there's not even one bit of AI in that. And don't, Jill, because I had it with one of your tops the other day. I was livid because Nathan was wearing the Cult of the Lamb, and I was like, not the AI top, I'm crying. And I was like, literally not. It's Jill's, tagged you. Yeah. Anyway, that's a tangent. Sorry, little tangent.
Wild.
But yeah, mainly con videos, I'd say. Just general ones where I use my voice now, because I seem to have a very unusual voice, as I'm sure you're aware of. So I think
unusual is not the word.
It's not
but
the word.
Yeah, you have a very nice tone to your voice. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Well, the thing is, I think people like listening to it, and down the line it could be voice acting opportunities. I've said this before. It would only be in Wallace and Gromit, but I'd want to be in Wallace and Gromit. I would want to be in Wallace and Gromit.
We'll need to have you for the English dub for Sailor Moon.
Yes.
With all the accents.
Oh yeah, the one with, I was literally going to say the one with all the different accents.
Accents, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Up the tune.
Up the tune. That was so great.
Well, which one would it be? Which Sailor Moon character would it be?
You can pick.
I'll be Sailor Mars then.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I think it's just ones where I ramble a lot. People have said they could listen to my voice for hours, which baffles me, because I thought it was the most annoying thing going. It's very manly, it's very deep. I just assumed they'd be like, what the hell? But yeah, I think that's mainly it. I'm rambling, but yeah, content or me speaking, pretty much.
I can see why though, because I feel like you bring a lot of personality, like so much personality to the content, and I feel like any sort of personality that's different, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is different from the scene that you see out online, especially. And we even see it in when you interviewed with us, and we made it part of the Margarita clip and all this sort of stuff. Like, it's just something that I think people are drawn to because
Yeah.
it's a very welcoming, friendly, and the accent helps a lot, obviously. But
Yeah.
then I think there's also this attitude of just like don't take yourself so seriously sort of attitude. Like
Yeah.
who gives a fuck attitude? And I feel like people find that so refreshing because social media can be so much being the best version of yourself and being
Yeah.
pristine. And sometimes when someone goes like, "Yeah, I'm good at what I do, and I don't give a fuck," like
Yeah.
I don't stress about it. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Like I feel like that's to me anyway as a viewer. That's what's so
Yeah.
engaging.
I
Yeah,
think I could
absolutely.
say that I find you quite charismatic, but it's probably not even the right word of what is attractive to your content. It's because you're just genuine.
Yeah.
Authentic for sure.
You
Yes.
know, there you go.
Yeah.
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 It doesn't feel like put on. What like the same way we've interacted for any time we've spoken for it. It is the same person that is in those
Yes,
videos.
yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
different version.
You don't
It's
switch
not
on.
like, you know, this I don't know, like completely different persona. Which
Yeah.
again, I will shout out and say if you want to do this as a job, sometimes that is a thing. People sometimes need to put on a different personality because that's how they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They like separating the person to the who they are,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, which would be a good idea if I hadn't used my flipping real name as well, which is a bit.
Valid.
Everyone's going to look
Valid.
me up like,
Valid. But yeah, then there's a certain type of creators who just kind of like speak their mind, and that is their vibe, and that is it. There's a little bit less curation, I guess, and they're just transparent with who they are, which I hope I come across as because
Oh,
that is
yeah.
what I try to do. And
Yeah,
I see that in
100%.
your content as well. And I think that is what people find very approachable.
Yeah, it's weird because I get a lot of people nowadays that are like, that voice is so put on. And it's like, I wish it was. I wish it was. So people do seem to think it is a character, which don't get me wrong. Like, there's different variations of my voice. Like, if I'm very chill, I might not be as over the top. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it's very much still my voice. It's just whether I'm feeling confident or
Yeah.
tired or, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's convinced that it's just fake. And I'm like, I don't know where this accent's even come from, by the way. But literally, I don't know. So, yeah, everyone thinks it's a character, but it's actually not. Part of me feels like, I don't know if this is a weird thing to say, but it's like, I feel like cosplay is such another world where, like you say, it's got to be quite pristine and you've got to be seen in a certain way. I feel like my accent brings people back to reality a little bit of just like, I don't know, someone that you'd know in your day-to-day life of just
It's a
could be like your
relatability
dad.
factor.
Yes. There you go. Relatability.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of, I'd like to think there's kind of that comfort there to be like, I'm still very much a real person, but still enjoy your con experience. I mean, I don't know, which is kind of what you both literally just said, but in a worse way. But, you know,
Far from.
I do feel like watching your content and stuff. It does feel like a safe space. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have that feeling of like, oh, I bet if I met them in person, they'd be an absolute arse or anything. Like,
which is true, but you know.
Well, apparently, if you like a barbecue base on your pizza, then just
Oh,
get out. You know,
don't.
you just
don't
turn
even
on them,
get me started.
which is a
My
shame because
mum's in the house. You want to watch it?
that is my go-to base. But it's fine. We'll argue about it another
Oh,
time.
sorry. I respect.
I
I
respect
mean,
that.
I'm a basic bitch. I'm literally as basic as they come, so I haven't got a leg to stand on. I'm sorry.
But it's because you're that relatable person that why you become so popular, in my opinion. And like, even doing the video that was going super well for you, which was reading the hate comments, like that's a very vulnerable, like relatable thing to do. Being like, yeah, I'm not going to pretend they don't exist. I'm going to be very transparent. Let's make fun. I don't know if that's the right word, but like, let's not be like scared of it. People, let's show it's not a scary thing. and it's why these
Yeah.
videos go well. I mean, as these videos get more and more popular, do you think it's changing your perspective of what you're doing? Do you think like those type of videos or the content going really popular is making you reflect, or do you think it's having any effect on what you do?
I think so. I think, especially like you said with that video, it's like
Yeah,
it kind of it's brought more confidence to me. I think because if I can laugh about it,
yeah,
then it's fine. And it's weird because then people find the hate comments funny, but they're laughing with me, not at me.
Mm-hmm.
If you get what I
Yeah.
mean.
yeah,
100%.
So I feel like I've found some kind of ground where body positivity has become a big part of my content as well, and people have come up and said like, oh, I didn't feel confident to do this cosplay until I saw whatever you'd done or whatever, or it's just nice to see a bit of a bigger cosplayer doing stuff like that. So I think because I go back and forth with my weight like we all do. We're like, oh, don't feel great, or some days I'm like, oh yeah, that's all right. I'm not awful. So I don't know. It's it makes me more confident and be like, don't worry. Even if I am, I've eaten more cheese over Christmas. It's not the end of the world. People will still love what I do, and that's still part of my message.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just about I've not put as much pressure on my weight in recent years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say it's mainly confidence more than anything. I'd say.
Yeah, and also the very big stumble that I find a lot in our community in general is that we're never kind to ourselves in the same way that we would be kind to others.
Yeah,
And
literally.
it isn't even a kindness, but we don't hold ourselves by the same standard that we hold others.
Yeah.
We tend to criticize ourselves so much more harshly than we would someone else.
Yeah.
You would have
Literally.
you would have such good things to say to someone who wanted to try a cosplay and be self-conscious about their weight. However,
Yeah.
post Christmas, you have been more critical about yourself not in the same way that you would be with anyone else. Right.
Literally, because it's like, there's people the same sort of size as me, and you might see them in the street and you don't even bat an eyelid.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just like, oh my god, they look amazing, or you just see them as a person. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like when it's yourself, you're like, oh my god, like I'm massive. The chins are bigger than ever, and it's like, I don't know, exactly what you say. You never see other people like that, so why are we self-critical?
Yeah.
It's almost like. It's a weird analogy, but it's like, oh my god, we're so cocky that we think everyone's looking at us, but in reality, people aren't.
Yeah.
Unless you're online and then you're in a Jinx cosplay, and then that's that's besides the point.
Oh my.
But yeah, exactly what you said. It's so true. We are our own biggest critic. We really are.
Yeah. But talking about that kindness, and moving back to the episode's theme, which is social media growth and so on. If there are any baby cosplayers, or people who are creatives who would like to start growing their social media and growing their online presence from a background of maybe your job, or from your own experience, what advice would you give them to grow such presence? Anything that you feel like...
For me, I think really finding that niche is a big thing. Because, like I say, there's people that do complete crochet cosplays. There's people that go crazy with accessories in the hair and the outfit. Just like, there's so many different ways. There's like drag versions of characters and stuff like that, which you're not a fan of, Gilles, so I won't go too into it.
I don't like drag at all.
No, you're not a fan. I'm sorry. No. But it's like making it completely your own in any way that you can. Because, I mean, it's like you say, don't, I can't sew at all, but you can still find other ways to make it your own. So it's like, don't see that as like a negative. Oh, I can't sew. Use the skills you've got to your advantage. So you could be an amazing wig styler, do some crazy wigs. Some people do paper wigs. There's like a whole world of different creative ways to do things. Just go for it. I mean, it is fun to try and do it 100% canon, but I think you'll find yourself more self-critical when you do that. Whereas, like we say with Pomni, I'm chucking paint on it, and it doesn't matter that it's not perfect. People will still enjoy it because it's creative, it's different. So I think for me, it's very much find that niche, something that's different. You could be a singing cosplayer. There's some cosplayers that go live all the time and they sing and stuff like that. There's endless opportunities. So just play into your interests is the main thing. I don't care what people think. Pretty much.
I think it's so wise, because the moment you start to care, it becomes the biggest obstacle to getting things done.
100%.
That's so wholesome. We could end the episode. That's so motivational. That's so inspirational. I love it. I am curious though. With wholesomeness, there's the other side that we spoke about a lot on the internet. Has anyone ever asked if your cosplay is photoshopped versus genuine when you're on social media?
Very much the whole AI thing is like, oh my god, is she AI? She's AI, she's not real. Because obviously I'm a cartoon come to life. So in their minds they're just like, yeah, she's a cartoon. She's not a real person. Which is a bit weird because I'm like, to me I think it's quite obvious that I'm a person. And as well as like people think everything is body paint, which I kind of understand. I can see where they're coming from, but it's like I'm not standing there butt naked on TikTok. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even let me do it. I'm not saying I want to, but I'm just...
The creeps at MegaCon would be insane.
Literally, exactly the thing. I'm just going around the car.
Oh my god!
Think I'm gonna walk around the NEC like? It wasn't that one.
Oh, after that weekend, Christ.
Did you have any experience with that at all, or no?
To be fair, no. Apart from we were staying at the Britannia Hotel near New Street, so we were having to get the train there and back. It was only an interaction I had going through New Street, to be honest, which again, I don't know if they went to any of these events. It was like a group of lads, and they looked over, I was blonde blazer, they looked over and they went, go back to where you came from. And I was like, I literally stopped and I just went, and we just kind of carried on walking. And I don't know if it's because my fiancé looked over at them and they were a bit like, ooh, but they were like, oh, is that, what are you cosplaying? And I was like, blonde blazer from Dispatch. And they're like, oh, yeah. And then that was it. And I was like, what just happened? They've shouted, go back to where you came from.
What does that even mean in that context?
What is that? I don't
California?
understand.
Like, where do they want you to go?
Go to California. California. How random.
No. So nothing at the con, luckily, because obviously I've seen all of the horrendous things that did happen, especially with the meta glasses and everything. Jesus Christ,
that is crossing a line, which is so wild. It is so wild. We don't need to get into it. We will. No. It's so wild. It's so wild because the people defending it too, which is crazy to me. People defending it are saying that the Arnold, for example, has absolutely no issues with it. So they were following the policy of the event that they were attending. In the meantime, the Arnold very much have on their website that you cannot film people without their consent. That you cannot make people feel uncomfortable with their body or what they're wearing. So,
Yeah.
they have these values. They're just,
Yeah. This is the issue, isn't it? When it's in the actual halls of the NEC, there's only so much that you can
Yeah.
do.
yeah,
I don't know, which is crap to even say, but
yeah,
it's because obviously
It's true
Megacon was
though.
like, it's not really our fault, is it, guys? We can't really do anything. It's like, I mean, someone
Hmm.
in work said it's a bit weird that Megacon decided to put themselves on a weekend with these two events, which I get because she doesn't cosplay, she doesn't get it. But I'm like, Megacon's always that weekend,
hmm
so it's not their fault.
no,
I think it
yeah,
was just a bit unfortunate, to be
yeah.
honest. But it's just, I feel
Are
very
they
lucky, to
both
be honest.
American
I didn't.
events? Am I mistaken in saying they're
I
both American
know
events?
the Arnold one is because it's usually in America. It's the first time it was in the UK, to
And
my
DreamHack,
knowledge.
it was the first time in the UK as
UK.
well.
So
So I
Yeah.
feel like it. At the end of the day, I don't. I don't know what the protocol is. And this is coming from someone who loves the inner working of event organizing, but I don't think
Oh.
the NEC just discloses if you want a time slot in my building. I'm not going to be like, oh, by the way, there's also these two people that have contracts,
yeah.
Yeah.
especially because something like MegaCon, the contract isn't per year. It would be like, oh, we have it for 5 years on this weekend,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So if I then sell the contract to you for 5 years and then Jay buys a contract for a year, I'm not going to be ringing you, oh, by the way, this one just booked and they're paying us
Yeah.
thousands upon thousands of pounds. Are you okay with it, or should we like say no?
No.
That's not how it works.
The reality
Literally.
is with the NEC, like if they wanted to, because they're a business and they're a business that sells space, like halls 1 all the way up to 16 could be booked
Yeah.
with numerous different things all at the same time. That would be the most
Yeah.
profitable weekend they've ever had. But like they could use all the 100% of their space. They're not going to be like, well, we only want one event. We don't want to make more
Yeah.
money. Like there's a business at the end of the day. It's just like
Yeah.
there's a lot of conversation about how the NEC themselves
Yeah.
police their space,
Yeah.
that public space. But yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
MegaCon had only so much input.
I think the only thing I had to say that was a bit maybe spicy for that whole situation, because I know you like my hot takes,
Love it.
is every person who started their video saying, who thought it was a good idea to have these three? No one did.
No, there was no
No
idea.
one. No
Yeah.
one was even thinking about that because it's not in their business to think about it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Literally.
It just isn't. Like the NEC is there just to sell space, not to make sure that everyone can have a drum circle and kumbaya around a fire, right? They,
Yeah.
they don't
That'd
care.
be nice, so.
It would be nice. It would be lovely, but
Ooh.
it's not within their responsibility to care, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And the people who are making an event, they host an event with the thought in mind that the people that they're going to be having as their attendees being decent human beings,
Yeah. Literally.
right?
It's
They're
just
not like,
standard,
oh, we should probably not have these jocks around cosplayers because they think that those jocks have grown out of being dumb jocks, but they weren't.
You
at
would
all.
think, wouldn't you?
You would
You'd
think.
literally think.
No.
Not kids, but
Yeah.
know.
Sad.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? But it's like not a lot you can do, but also these knobheads need to go away. So I don't know.
100%. It does raise a lot of awareness, and I really hope that even though it's not the right takeaway, I will just say, hand on heart, I know this is not the lesson to be learned. However, people
Yeah.
need to understand how they can keep themselves safe in situations like that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with every bad thing that happens, we need to take it as a learning experience. If you
Yeah.
see a friend going through that kind of harassment, to intervene, to make sure that they are taken somewhere where none of that is happening, so people don't
Yeah.
just keep getting anxious.
Yeah,
You know what I
literally.
mean? The best thing is to make sure that that interaction doesn't happen at all. But
Yeah.
if a situation like that happens, maybe instead of kind of like putting ourselves further and further into that situation and that space, maybe be like, listen, MegaCon, we're going to have to use more of the inside of the hall because all
Yeah.
this stuff is happening. You know what I mean? That said,
Yeah.
I will be honest, I don't know what was reported to MegaCon on the weekend while it was happening.
No.
If they did anything, it's
We
it's a yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
it's a whole can of worms, isn't it?
It
It's
is.
very tricky. It's very tricky, but yeah, it's just about helping each other in it. I think is a big thing.
Yeah.
Just trying to, if you see
Yeah.
someone in that situation, because I saw quite a lot, which I don't blame them, but I saw a lot of people say, "Oh, I actually saw you being harassed, and I felt so sorry for you." And obviously, I don't know what experiences they've been through, so obviously, I'm sure there's reasons for it, but it feels a little bit like, why not try and intervene where you can? But then these type of people, it's like the Tommy Robinson protest that obviously we were on about that I ended up at because I was doing a cosplay event. I didn't attend. Sorry, guys. It's like you don't want to you don't want to start something with these people because they can be very. You just never know what you're going to get from them. So I don't blame them for not.
No,
but
I don't either. I apologize if my comment came like, oh, if you were there and saw it happen, you should have done something. In reality, when you're in the moment, you're not even sure what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, if it happened to me, if I was in cosplay, if I was my very gay baby Saja, and suddenly a bunch of muscle guys started calling me all sorts of derogatory things or asking me what am I, I don't know how I would react.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be overwhelmed, wouldn't you? And like, yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't mean that in a way of like, you definitely should have, but it's, I don't know, just when you're with friends, try and look out for each other, but without putting yourself at risk. And
Exactly.
it's easier said than done, in it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Tricky one.
Well, I am genuinely glad that aside from that weird interaction where you were told to go back to California,
Off I go, see you later.
Oh no, Palm Beaches. Okay, bye.
Oh no! Oh no!
I wish. No.
I'm glad you didn't have to deal with that whole situation.
Yeah. I am very, very fortunate that touch wood, hopefully it doesn't happen again, that I didn't have to deal with any of those things, luckily. But yeah.
Well, on the upside, just to change subject, talking about conventions, what is your favorite part about conventions as a cosplayer?
I genuinely, I feel like
aside from using a bathroom,
that's bliss. That's bliss. I know this is a bit biased, but I really enjoy Artist Alley. That's a big thing. A big thing for me is just because it's just there's so much unique stuff that you just don't see. There's so many niches. I will make sure I've got plenty of money so I can just splurge, and I spend an absolute fortune. It will be sometimes at least 300 quid that I've spent on Artist Alleys. Yeah, so I'd definitely say Artist Alley, but I do just enjoy. I don't know. I enjoy the confidence of the cosplay, and then seeing friends, talking to friends. It just, despite what we just said, it feels like a space, like a safe space. So it's just a bit of fun. I don't know. It's just something totally different to your everyday life. But yeah, I don't know if that's a cop-out answer, but yeah, definitely Artist Alley though. I love Artist Alley. If you didn't have that, then I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not asked.
Not asked.
I'm not asked. I'm not interested.
Would you say there's been a particularly memorable moment you've had from a convention, other than obviously being interviewed by the wonderful Strawberry Cosplay?
Well, that's the highlight, so that's all I've got to say.
Are there any other memorable moments you've had?
You've lost me now. It sounds a bit... I don't know if it sounds a bit big-headed, and I promise you I don't mean for it to come across that way, but I think the people coming up now that are like, oh my god, like I love your videos, and crying, meeting me and stuff. I mean, my parents came to Anime Con. They were there on the Saturday. They watched my panel and stuff like that. And I loved it so much because they don't get to see what I do. So they'll see me hide away in my room and they think I'm being lazy all evening, but I'm doing my cosplays, I'm editing my videos. It's all for the future of what I want to do. So for them to be there, watch me do this panel with surprising confidence, I'm still baffled. And then they watched a literal queue form of people just wanting to meet me. And my mum said she saw someone like that, like waiting to speak to me, and they were quite nervous and trying to conduct themselves in a way. And my mum was like, "Do you want me to get her attention?" And she's interacting with these people and stuff, and it's just like they came away apparently crying, and my dad never cries, so apart from Marley and me, but that's understandable. Valid,
very valid.
But yeah, I'd probably say that, to be fair, with my parents, because them getting to see me interact with those people,
that's sweet.
They were just like mind blown. I mean, I can send you a clip. There's a video of my dad filming himself saying, "Haven't you queued to see my own daughter? It's crazy, man." Something stupid like that. So filming without my consent, what a knobhead now. Doesn't know con culture at all. Stop it.
Fair enough. Speaking of conventions, though, what convention plans do you have this year so far? Are you attending any events in the next little while?
Yeah, so I'd say, sadly not MCM London May, hopefully October, if I can. Definitely MegaCon Manchester and RakuCon. So obviously 2 Manchester ones. We love RakuCon. Nice. And we've got some celebrations to be had at RakuCon.
I don't know what you mean.
Special birthday of some rando. I don't know. It's
some rando. Some rando. Hopefully it'll be a good one.
Yeah. If you peeps are there, of course it is, and it's your literal birthday. So I mean, if you weren't there, it's a bit shy, isn't it?
I don't know if I'll be at my table from all the drinking I'll be doing. I'll be honest, but
I mean, that's a Raku tradition. Right?
That's a Raku tradition at this point. Crazy. But yeah, I'll be making most of that weekend. Yes.
Amazing.
Nice. Okay. So 2 Manchester cons and possibly a London.
Yeah, I'd love to do MegaCon Birmingham again in December, but controversially, my fiance prefers other cons to MegaCon. He thinks MegaCon's a bit samey. I disagree. Okay. But yeah, so whether he wants to come with me, I don't know. So we shall see. But definitely 2 Manchester ones.
Nice.
Pretty much. Oh, I'm doing Secret Con actually for the first time ever.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's I don't know how you say it, like Horton Tower or something like that. In June, so that'll be interesting. Don't know who I'm bringing, but yeah, we shall see.
I hear good things. I feel like Strawberry Cosplay is doing that.
Ooh. Well, I'm not going then. I'm not. Not interested.
But yeah, I feel that's the cosplay one, right?
Yeah, you like photo shoots and yeah. I'm quite excited for a more chill.
Strawberry to do a coverage.
Ooh,
I don't know if it's allowed there. Maybe.
I feel like it would, because I feel like I was considering interviewing people. And I feel like we're all just there to literally make content. That's pretty much the goal of it. I feel like they'd be okay. If not, and Strawberry gets sued, just blame me. It's fine.
Fair enough. We will keep this clip safe.
Yeah. Evidence.
Yeah. Evidence.
Exhibit A.
Valid. Yeah.
Mentioned you're working on Pomley.
Yes.
So that's going to be debuting in the future cons as well, and on the social medias. Any others or maybe just some that are just in the idea stage right now?
I really feel I need to be doing a Has Been Hotel one. I really
Okay.
need to. I'm thinking either Charlie, which is Gilles' favourite has-been hotel character ever,
Ever.
or I'm thinking Alistair, maybe. Could be a good one with
I can
that
see a
style.
very cool Alistair, yeah.
Yeah, potentially. Like I say, I want to do Karlach, which I think would be a good one for Secret Con because it's like medieval. Can I get it done in time?
Nice.
Probably not. Yeah, as far as I can think, that's pretty much what's going on. I need to do Mira at some point because obviously I've done Rumi and Zoe.
Yes.
Kind of have to do that, but the costume's a bit snug and a bit see-through, so I need to kind of figure that out. But yeah, I
That's
think
very
that's
valid.
pretty much it. Yeah, currently in the works.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Nice. I'm obsessed with the Karlach.
Yes.
I love her so much. I can't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just think with all the
playing-
individual belts.
Yeah, it would be so
Yes.
good. It would be
So we started a playthrough of Baldur's Gate with our friend Rob from Printing Like Rabbits and
yeah.
his partner.
Yes.
I want to say about a year ago. It was literally after UK Games Expo. So June last year, almost a year, right? But we play one session of maybe 4 hours every 6 months.
Yeah.
And when we last tried to play, which
It
was a
was-
few weeks ago,
It didn't work.
internet connection just was not a thing. They couldn't connect, then we couldn't connect, then their game kept
Christ.
crashing. So I was like, you know what, Jay? We're going to start our own playthrough so you can actually experience this
Yeah.
game. Because
God.
maybe I will be turning 60 and we're still going with that other playthrough. So right now we are very hyper fixated on Baldur's Gate because it's his first
love
time
that.
playing it.
First time I played it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Can we please? I'm not to be that person, but can we please have all of the Karlach merch at your table? Can we just bin off everything else? It's good, but it's not Karlach.
Bin it.
Good. Then you
Bennett.
think
Bennett. I have to say that when people asked for Malevola, when I did the furry pinup requests, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I asked, oh, who should I do? And I think there was a comment for Sonar and Malevola, and I didn't quite know who. I hadn't seen Dispatch yet.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh, who are these characters? And I looked at Sonar, and I'm like, okay, I can see why, because he would
Yeah.
work in the context of a furry pinup. And then I looked up Malevola, and I'm like, that is Karlach.
That's
is-
literally Karlach.
That's Karlach. I'm going to download this game now. And I did, and I played it. And she was easily one of my favorite characters. I liked
good.
her, and I completely forgot what her name was. The one with the bubblegum look.
Oh my god! It was literally just in my head. What the hell?
She's like the Lady Gaga, basically. You know what I'm talking about.
God, I've got a friend who cosplays it, and I've literally just
I completely
That's gonna
forgot
do me
her
a
name.
dip.
But those two
Prism.
Yes.
Does that sound
I
right?
think it's Prism, right?
I hope so.
Is it Prism? You know what? For
I was
continuity's
getting
sake.
stressed. I interrupted you to say the name, and
We're checking
Let me
out.
just check. It is
It was
Prism.
Prism.
Well done.
yes,
Prism.
get in.
Yeah.
I have the bingo wings flapping and everything for that.
Exciting. Yes, I really liked those two characters,
Yeah.
especially design-wise.
Oh.
So I was really happy to do Malevola because she really reminds me of Karlach. Also,
yeah.
she's tall, muscular, has a British accent, surrounded by a cast of Americans. So I don't know. I was like, Karlach vibes. And also the Pepsi outfit, which is so good. It's such a
Which
good
was
reference.
so interesting. I love when you told me that. I was like, oh,
So
never knew
interesting.
that.
It is. And she literally looks like a Pepsi can with her colors. So
That's so...
I love it. It's wild.
I can't unsee it now.
That's
can't
it.
unsee it.
That's it. But yes, Malevola. Please do Malevola.
Yeah, I know. There's literally no reason not to.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to be covered in red paint. Is my only issue.
Mm.
Because with my punk Carlac, I could have like a red shirt underneath
Yeah.
and then gloves. Whereas this is like pretty much a full body is on
She's
show.
she's
So I feel like I'm gonna have to just go red.
Does she
Which, I
wear
mean-
black gloves?
Don't think so. I could be wrong. It would be helpful if she did.
It would, because then you can wear like how to call like a red leotard almost,
Yeah.
and cell shade the leotard, right?
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
I've
good
got
idea,
like a
actually.
bodysuit for Carlac as well, because that
Yeah.
came with the costume. So that'll be interesting to play about with.
oh,
But
yeah.
You know, maybe in this universe they have gloves.
they're
Maybe.
gonna have to, yeah. They're gonna have to.
It's odd body paint. The full body paint is crazy,
Oh,
especially
Yeah,
in
it's-
cons here where it gets so stuffy,
oh god, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
nightmare to come off as well.
like
'Cause I use-
sweating body paint. It's crazy.
Oh god, yeah. I use Sunset Makeup, which is like a special one from like I think it's like Canada or something daft.
Nice.
But it's so expensive, but it's like a foundation rather than like
Oh, nice.
water based.
Nice.
So I can just slap it on straight away. So it's good, but my god, it doesn't come off. So I will be looking embarrassed for days after I've taken that off.
I'm so embarrassed. Why are you so red? Why are you so red?
Like-
Actually,
Don't want to talk about it. I'm dressed like a devil. I'm sorry.
brilliant. Well, firstly, thank you again for joining us twice. And I am going to be brainstorming how we can keep you involved and how to work
Ooh.
together because you're such
Happily.
good energy. I would love
Says
to
you
keep
too.
working with you, and I'm sure
Yay.
Jamie has.
Oh yes, like I'm such.
Jay's
I'm-
right.
Yeah, she's right. Ever since she made that pizza comment, she can get wrecked. No.
Solid, yeah.
No, I am genuinely such an admirer of the work that you do, and we mentioned in the previous
thank you.
episode, like the positive message that you give out as well. It's just something I'm so encouraged about, and I will say as well, because you've said it in the episode, you know, oh, I don't want people to feel bad that I'm saying this, or I don't want people to think I've got a big ego.
Yeah.
What you do is great. It has an audience for a reason. Embrace that. And yes, you know, everyone has that nature about being humble, but like, don't feel for a moment that when you get validated that you should feel bad about it, because what you do is top notch, and it brings me joy seeing it. So if people want to queue for you, there is a very good reason for that. So
Thank you very
I
much.
just feel so valid in everything you do.
You're too kind. You made me cry. You peeps are just the best. The absolute best. I
No,
love
you.
you peeps. No, don't start.
No,
Don't start. It's about you two.
I genuinely feel that everyone who's watched these last two episodes would have grown to love you as much as we do, which hopefully means that they want to find out more about you. So could you tell them where they can go to find more about you?
You're so good with a segue.
It's just honestly, it's like you
Natural.
know what you're doing. Yeah, so I go by Georgia Dyer on everything. On Instagram, it's Georgia Dyer X if you want to be nitpicky, and on TikTok, it's just Georgia Dyer. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's when I am.
Awesome sauce.
Perfect.
And if you listening don't already know more about the podcast, which is wild that you just stumbled upon this, but if you have just randomly found us and you want to be like, what are those guys up to? You can find out more about our Patreon and our socials and everything if you stick to the end of the episode. But for the final time for now, from you, Georgia, and from us until the next episode, it's time to say goodbye.
Sorry. Just ruined
Just
the back.
cut. Just the episode ends on you crying, and then the music cuts in. Da, da, da.
Fade to black. face
She
is that?
doesn't even know the tune.
And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's great. That's great. Fraud.
Goodbye, listeners.
Bye, Still here.
Whoa.
That was in.
Please keep them in.